We imagine celebrities living in the lap of luxury. But what happens when the rolls stop coming and the cash stops flowing? According to reports, child star Joey Lawrence is down to the last $60 in his pocket, and he and his wife, Chandy, have now filed for bankruptcy. And joining us now is DailyMailTV's money expert, Farnoosh Torabi. Farnoosh, thanks for being here.
Sure.
According to reports, Joey Lawrence earned over $500,000 in 2015. So what happened to all that money?
All right, so I suspect he wasn't saving any of that money, and he was earning over $500,000 per year, but then his show got canceled, and at that point he was making just a fraction of that, $50-some thousand, and that he wasn't adjusting his lifestyle, still keeping up with his high luxury lifestyle, and that's when really things hit the fan.
You mentioned that high luxury lifestyle. Just how much was that high luxury lifestyle costing Joey and Chandy?
Right, so reports show that when he filed for bankruptcy, he was making about just under $7,000 a month, and that's thanks to residuals and things like that. But his expenses were totaling over $25,000. That's including over $13,000 in rent, utilities, luxury items. He had tons of cars, 3 cars that were actually repossessed, running a deficit every month of over $18,000.
Wow.
That's not including the totality of all the liabilities. So I mentioned, repossessed cars. He had unpaid rent, back taxes, totaling over $355,000.
Wow.
So those numbers don't lie. You're in the red.
Okay, so they're living in the red. Just how desperate of a situation was this for them?
Yeah, I mean, clearly to file for Chapter 7 and then be approved, you've hit financial rock bottom. And they tried to sell off a few things before they made their case to the courts. They, sold all sorts of things to try to make the case that, hey, we're really desperate here. And they were.
Can you help people at home understand, what does it mean when you file for Chapter 7?
Sure. So there's all types of bankruptcy. Chapter 7 is the most common, most popular type of personal bankruptcy. It's when you basically have hit financial rock bottom. You cannot pay back your bills. You're not making enough money to make ends meet. And the judge, the courts hope that when you go through this, that you'll be able to get a clean slate and get back on your feet quickly.
This is a very shocking story for so many people because Joey Lawrence has been acting for over 35 years and on some memorable shows like the 90s hit Blossom. And he's not the first child actor to go broke, though. Why do you think so many child stars end up in financial ruin?
Well, I think about it. They make so much money so quickly, so young, unless they have someone who is a mentor, who's holding their hands, telling them the basics, not just, that they should invest, but just save, put some money away, budget, don't overspend. And I don't think they ever get that literacy. A lot of us don't, regardless of what industry we're raised into. And then on top of that, it's Hollywood, right? So you're keeping up with not just the average Joneses, it's the Hollywood folk. So that's why, we saw he had things like a Bentley and a Beamer and fancy place to live. And I think that's a lot of it has to do with trying to sort of keep up with appearances, and that definitely catches up.
Yeah, I think this is an example that's not very dissimilar to what a lot of pro athletes go through as well. Where do you think Joey goes from here? Any chance he can come back from this?
I'm always hopeful, right? There's always life after bankruptcy, and with Chapter 7, that's the hope. They want you to get back on your feet. In 2 words, Blossom reboot.
That's right.
Right? Get my Bialik on the phone. Get this going.
There was a fuller house. There's always a chance. And certainly, though, we really do wish the best for Joey Lawrence and his family as he tries to come back from this. Farnoosh, it's always great having you here.
Sure.
Thank you for being here and breaking all this down.